Sorry for the delay there. I believe I tried once and the broadcasting seemed to have failed. If you have any more issues, don't worry, I'll try my best to sort them out. But I guess I'll start again. So welcome this afternoon. If you're in the UK, it's obviously this afternoon around 4:30 PM. I am Lordy-MK, and here we are for the start of the Italian Grand Prix. We've got many drivers that I need to learn the names of this evening, so let's see how well I can do to remember everybody's names. Just going through. If I can't remember the names, you'll notice it quite clearly, because what I'll do is I will just memorise the driver's PSN, and then I'll just tell you what car they're in. So don't worry if I mix up your name when you watch the stream back. I do apologise. Obviously it's my first stream with this league, so I will try my best. But as we get underway for the Italian Grand Prix, we've got qualifying first. So let's see who is the top dog at the moment. I need to just look through the standings quickly, just to see where we stand in terms of commentary. Where do we stand? We stand somewhere. If I can work my way around the Discord, that would be lovely. It would help if I don't click there and I actually click on the right bit. Right, let's have a look. So we've got F2. Oh, I've already got it up, that's why I couldn't find it. Right, so the F2 standings after round 2, which I believe was France last week. And we've got Ivan taking the Drivers' Championship lead in the Ferrari currently with 37 points. Then we've got Jack, who I believe is a reserve driver because he hasn't got a car picture on the side, so I'm not too sure if Jack's here tonight, but we'll see what car he's in. He's got 32 points. We've got Adrian in third with 25 points, and then we've got Enzo fourth. We've got Ross in fifth. We've got Tim in 6th, Billy in 7th, 8th we've got Tom, we've got Cameron in 9th, and then we've got Matt Romano bringing up the top 10. So there's your top 10 for this afternoon, just to keep you updated and refreshed. We've got a few drivers obviously on 0 points yet to score, which will be Matthew Marlowe, Tyler Thomas, Ermin, Adam Corrigan and Jessica Harrison are all drivers that are yet to score. So hopefully Italy can bring out the spices and we can see somebody else maybe at the top of the grid. I know Matt Romano or Citas Demons, you can see at the bottom of the screen, doesn't like to commentate normally. Doesn't like to qualify normally, I should say. So a bit of a shame, because Matt's actually pretty good this game, so it would be a bit of a shame not to see him out on track doing his best. But let's see who we've got out on track first. We have Mr. Explosions himself, good old Tim. A lovely guy Tim is. Well, I say a lovely guy. A lovely guy when you're on his good side. If not, then the German accent really does come out. The personality of Tim really does come out when you're on his bad side. So here he is anyway in the AlphaTauri. Lovely car this game. One of my favourites personally. Just next to the Aston Martin. The Alpine's up there as well. The Ferrari looks kind of nice. Never really been a big fan of the Mercedes or the Red Bull, but that probably reflects my opinions in real life. So that's probably why I don't like the looks of them cars. We do have Tim on a lap, just trying to figure out. Excuse me. Oh yeah, apologies for any coughing during the commentary as well. I've been suffering with a cough lately as Gravity leaves the session. And it looks like Matt has retired from the session as well. So hopefully no lobby connectivity issues. Just obviously him leaving for his own benefit. Maybe he needs to switch his route rock and switch it back on. But as we see Tim starting the lap around the famous Italian circuit of Monza, with the Tifosi roaring him down. Obviously Italian company, AlphaTauri, so we'll have a few Italian supporters in the grandstands. Not as much as Ferrari, but when Pierre Gasly won in 2020, it was a sight to behold. You could even hear them, even though they weren't actually there, you could hear them from their houses around the circuit, so it is quite intimidating for drivers of non-Ferrari based teams, or Italian based teams I should say, as Tim is going to go purple in sector 1, and he does maintain all 4 wheels on the track through the second chicane as well. He's gone through Lesmo 1 and Lesmo 2. Let's see what Tim can do. I'm just trying to get to grips with all of the details. There we go, just see what tyres people are on. I hope he is not on an intermediate tyre, as you can see on the left hand side, as Tim is going to continue his lap as well. Let's see how he takes Ascari. It's quite neat entirely from Tim, not taking too much curve on the exit, runs slightly wide, using all the track to his disposal as he undulates down the hill. It's the famous parabolic turn. I know it has been renamed, but I'm not going to attempt the rename of this corner because I am not Italian. as some like to believe, as Tim seemed to lose the rear end there, but did well to keep hold of it as he just clipped the grass coming up to the line. But it's going to be a 1:19.4 from Tim so far. Got JP on a medium lap as well. As I can see, a papaya looking car of Tyler Thomas is going to come across the line on the medium tyre, and it's a 21.0, so not too bad from Tyler on the mediums, as I believe JP will be the final man, the next man, as he squirrels, very squirrely, coming through Parabolica in the Mercedes. He should cross the line, see what he'll set. It's a 21. We've got a few more drivers, I believe an Alpine that's about to cross the line, looks to start a lap, and a Ferrari that's about to cross the line as well. Let's see where that Ferrari goes, might be starting a lap as well. I do believe they are, as obviously Tyler does have to get out of the way because he's got a bit of a traffic jam forming where he is so far. I think Erminator is the next man to finish a lap so far. A 54.0 middle sector. Not really sure in retrospect how good that is on the leaderboards yet, but as you can see, he takes a lot of curb on entry, and that's going to compromise him, isn't it? He loses the rear. Has to take sort of the green AstroTurf on the left hand side as he comes across the line. It will be last place provisionally for Erminator so far, as we're going to scan through the grid just to see who else we've got on laps, as well as, oh my god, Storm nearly hits the back of somebody coming down the back straight. Yeah, as I say, just excuse me for coughing during this race. I've been struggling with a bit of a tickly cough, and you may think it is what it is, and it is what you're thinking it is, so I won't say the word out on stream. But yeah, we've got Storm looking to complete the lap. I need to grab a bit of the water as well, if possible, during the rest of the stream. But here it is, the Alpine. He's currently sitting in 9th place, not set a lap, but he's going to cross the line now, and it's a 1:20.6. It takes him second, nowhere near Tim in terms of lap time speed, so a bit difficult from that man then. I believe Tech 31 Racing has just gone third as well in the Ferrari, so not too bad of a lap from my man Ross, as I believe. Who is on a lap? There was somebody on a lap. Gravity's just started his lap. That was the closest guy, I believe, starting a new lap. The Red Bull is on a lap, so we won't go on board with him. Storm will be finishing a few laps as well. We've got Gravity and then Woodley as well. I think Woodley will be the next man to have a look at. Let's get some TV broadcast cams of the Mercedes. The glistening black Mercedes, a lovely recolour. I will say that it's definitely not my favourite car in the grid. I think it's a bit boring, but a lovely black recoloration for 2020, and obviously they kept it for 2021, which is a very, very good thing in my opinion. The silver was getting a bit bland. You know, I like a bit of spice in my dishes, and the black really does spice things up, apart from that terrible silver. But Woodley looking very jaggedy and jank through the Ascari chicane. We'll see where he'll finish though. Parabolica, it's a difficult corner because you sort of undulate inwards. The track sort of deceives you on how much pace you can take through it. You really do have to downshift, normally to a 4th gear, sometimes 5th if you can really control the traction, but you need the revs as well as you exit the corner, and so on and so forth. Go down the straight into turn 1, which is a heavy braking zone. But Woodley does make up the bottom of the field, as Gravity looks to have finished his lap. I believe Erminator has actually retired on track, as we can try and get a glimpse of where he is. I think Delta just went past his stricken car, so second Lesmo for Erminator there. He's actually lost it in the wall, and that will cause safety cars, but safety cars will cause yellow flags. Obviously won't cause safety cars because it is qualifying. I would be a bit surprised if a safety car comes up, but I won't put it past Codemasters, because let's be honest, we all know what Codemasters are like. Trying to see if anybody else is out on a lap at the moment. Mr. Venom's is, but it looks invalid, so he looks to be pitting. And we've got the Williams as well in 14th place. Very smooth, very nice. Doesn't take too much curb. Has a bit of an oversteer moment on exit. Love the helmet as well. It was like a sort of turquoisey cyan coloured blue helmet. Gets a bit squirrely on Lesmo 1 as well. Coming to Lesmo 2, that's a bit nice. They're lovely and smooth. Touch the curb on the exit as he activates DRS. 100, nearly 200 mile an hour pushing down this back straight as you go under the bridge, and then the start of a Ascari chicane. Don't take too much curb on entry, but try and take a bit just to allow you to open up the corner for Ascari 2 and then Ascari 3 as you finish obviously the Ascari chicane, and then go bombing it down to the parabolic corner. The Williams Racing, not notorious for being very good at Monza, as we saw in today's 2021 race. But the Williams Racing looking to prove the doubters wrong. He's ran slightly wide on exit and will come across the line. It will be P2, so not a bad lap at all from the Man City fan, I believe, MCFC. I don't know how you can be a City fan, but you know, each to their own, I guess, each to their own. Anybody else? Excuse me. Anybody else? I think we've got oh, we've got a Ferrari going backwards down. That is not the way to go. He's going to have to keep it there. That is it, Ascari. The exit of Ascari. Oh, God. The Alpine just avoided the Ferrari own exit there. As we'll go on board with Mr. Sir Hamrick as he enters the second chicane. Nice and smooth so far. Everyone seems to be struggling with that chicane. Just a bit screwy on exit from these guys. A bit difficult for them, obviously, to keep the traction down. But not doing too bad so far. It's nice and smooth. Has two jabs at that corner, but keeps it nicely in the confines of the circuit as he now bombs it down. Foot straight to the floor for the Red Bull driver. Don't lift off until you get just past the Rolex sign at the 150 metre board, and then the 100 metre board you're looking to brake slightly into fifth gear and then try not to run too wide. Oh, as there's yellow flags out there on the track. I think it's been cleared up quite quickly though, as we will continue with this man, Sir himself, Sir Hamrick. Now Paolo Bollica trying nicely kiss that apex and don't run too wide on exit because you will be penalised by Codemasters, but he's done it quite nicely. Let's see where he'll put him. It's going to be a 120.7, which sees him fourth. So not too shabby of a lap, a bit of time to find, as Tim, or Explosions as he's called on his PSN, is currently still leading the way and is out there on another lap as well. So let's see as we scroll down if there's anybody else out on the lap. We've got Adam Corrigan here. He's gone purple in sector 1, but that's again that curve on the chicane. People are really struggling with that curve, as you just have the, I want to say lovely Irish helmet, but it is a bit butters, I'm not going to lie. Sort of green and orange and white with a bit more green on there. It's very shiny as well. Doesn't complement the Alfa Romeo very nicely at all. But I think we will stay on board of Aaron Corrigan because he does seem to be going purple through sector 2 as well, as he's really hopping over these curves. Very aggressive from the Alfa Romeo man as he lights the throttle up, and you can hear the exhaust all the way back at Brackley. It's that lad going down the straight, the number 2. Will he be number 2 or will he be number 1? We're not too sure. It could be pole position for the man. Here he comes to the line, the Alfa Romeo driver, Aaron Corrigan. It's going to be P3, so he did actually lose a fair bit of time on that lap. I'm not too sure where he lost it, as I believe Infinity or Jessica Harrison, the Alfa Romeo, also has gone up the field to 10th. It's actually Antonio Giovinazzi, so hello Antonio, as he bombs round. I think Red Venom just went 3rd there on the circuit as well, as I'm trying to get everybody in as quickly as possible. Yeah, Red Venom's just finished his lap. Yeah, look at that. That's a very good job from the AlphaTauri driver. Not as quick as his teammate though, but not too far off. But nobody can dethrone Tim, and that's a big statement from Tim. I know Tim isn't in the fight for the championship as such. You know, he's not right up there at the moment. But after this performance, he could really be in the thick of it. So Tim looking for a really good performance out here. I will just double check where Tim is. I believe he's 6th in the championship, and he is. He's 6th in the championship after 2 rounds with 18 points. So he's got a few points to make up if he wants to catch the man in first, Ivan, with 37. So a good performance here from Tim, and maybe fastest lap in the race could happily get him up the field. So I'm going to stay on board with the Ferrari man, as Ross actually goes pole. Completely missed that, so sorry Ross. I do apologise, as Ross actually goes pole with a 119.3 and dethrones Tim. Where is Ross in the championship? Let's just have a look. So Ross is actually 5th in the championship, I believe, and he is on 18 points as well. So these two guys really ramping up the pressure on the guys at the top of the championship. Really putting the hammer down. Doing quite extensive amounts of practice, I believe, as we will stay on board with the number 95 Ferrari. A lovely helmet, complements it beautifully, the black and red. As he enters the second chicane now, heavy braking around 4th, 3rd gear as you want, coming on entry, and then 4th, light up the throttle, you know, up to 13,000 revs on exit as he enters the first Lesmo, 5th gear. So quite brave, carries a lot of speed through there. Let's see what he can do through the second Lesmo, and I believe he's going to get some slip off his teammate as well. So the Ferrari in front of the Tifosi really doing the tactics. Ross not really using the slipstream his teammate that well, but he's used slightly, so he will get a bit of a boost, as it looks like he's gone purple in the middle sector. But I'm not too sure, because this game is quite deceiving. But it's a lovely Ascari chicane for this man right here. Doesn't jump over the curbs once, and was lovely and smooth like a bullet going through there, as the number 95 Ferrari will come round the final corner now. As there's yellow flags, as Tyler Thomas looks as to have binned it outside of Ascari. Just mentioned in the corner, there will be yellow flags, but the Tifosi are going to go absolutely wild. If it's going to be a Ferrari 1-2, he's going to cross the line, but it's not. It's not. It's P5. It's P5 for Delta. So not too bad. Not too bad of a lap. He can be proud of that. That's a decent lap. He's up there and he's fighting. It's like Charles Leclerc and Carlos Sainz, obviously. You know, Charles Leclerc is the man in first because he's miles better, but Sainz ain't doing bad, do you know what I mean? Fifth ain't too bad, you know what I'm saying? But, yeah, fifth place for Delta so far, so not too bad from him. And I believe the Haas has just finished a lap with his do-rag that he's got on his head. No helmet, just a do-rag. That is the weirdest thing I've ever seen in an F1 game, but like I say, can't put it past Codemasters. I know some people who wear do-rags in real life. That's an interesting choice. Each their own. I rate the style. Not mention any names. Cough, cough. Unintentional. As we're going to go on board with the Red Bull driver, Hamrick. Hamrick? There we go, Lordy. Hamrick. It will come to me. As Hamrick's really driving his heart out there. Currently in P8, but he knows he can improve, and he needs to improve on this set of softs. It's looking and smooth from him. He's really, you know, feathering the throttle through some of these corners, though. He needs to be a bit braver and get on the throttle early. That's better through Lesmo too. You know, you brake, don't stop too much, try and carry the speed through the corner, and then just flat out on the exit as well. As we've seen yellow flags all over the place, but that's just other drivers trying to get out of the way of others. So don't be alarmed. I don't believe there's been another crash. As Hermic's turned in about 4,000 times into Ascari, and yeah, you don't poke the beast because you do get bitten. Ascari chicane is not where you want to bite in, because as Tyler will tell you, it can bite back twice as hard, as he is currently out of quali, and Jess is currently out of quali as well. I don't believe that is intentional, or is it intentional, because we've got yellow flags. I'm going to go on board with Storm, who I believe will see the yellow flag on the right hand side. Is there an Alfa Romeo in the wall? There is an Alfa Romeo in the wall, and that is Jessica Harrison, who is subsequently out of qualifying in P13. Could only get the one lap in, which is a shame, but nonetheless not last, so something to build on. Something to build on. I think Red Venoms is the man to watch now, because he's looking quite strong out there. Got a few tenths of a second to look for to see if he can beat his teammate, but he's not too far off there, only 5 tenths. Let's see if he can gain anything coming down the back straight. Just listen to the engine roar. I never thought I'd say that with the new generation of turbo hybrids. It is quite nice in the game. Oh, he's ran a bit wide at Ascari. He's actually got away with it. I'm not too sure how he's got away with it. We will see where this will put him. He's currently out of fuel, as Tim actually goes pole position on a 1:19.3. So Tim has snatched away pole from Ross, as Ross is going to start his outlap as well. And it looks like his teammate's going to be up there as well. It's going to be a 1:19.5, which pushes the Red Bull down. No, not the Red Bull, the Williams down. Colour of light, yes, colours. Pushes the Williams driver down, but the Williams driver's going to come straight back, but it looks like he's messed up Parabolica. That's really late on turn, and he's all over the curb and all over the green stuff. That's got to be an invalid lap if he's not started it already, but it's messed up anyway as he gets a 19.8. He was looking for a good lap, but we've got to keep on board with Ross, who's going to start his lap. I will come back to him actually, because I believe others are coming around the circuit. First, we've got a Mercedes coming to the line of JP Greenwood, who's out on his outlap as well, I believe. So he's going to start his lap now. Who else have we got to look forward to? We've got Adam Corrigan, who's on an outlap. We've got this man on an outlap as well. So Hamrick's going to go for another one, I believe. Has he even got the fuel? No, he hasn't. He is... Right. Well, you didn't do that very well, mate, did you? Yeah, well, the stewards can have a look at that as the Williams tries to get out of the way of everyone, which is fair game for him. As we're going to go on board with Ross. So Ross is currently slightly down through the first sector. Oh, Ascari seems to be turning in a bit too much. You want to make Ascari as straight as possible as Storm has retired from the session, but things are really heated up. As the Tifosi want to go wild here, they've got one Italian team up there, they've got two Italian teams up there. Can they have the beloved Ferrari man take pole here at Monza? Is he going to finish the lap? No, Ross boxes. So not enough from Ross there. I think the last man with an Italian team is going to be Adam Corrigan, but I believe that is it for quali. I don't think anybody can improve, as Luke 2 Red's trying to improve. I'm not sure how he got away with that corner cut, to be honest. Excuse me. As you're going to see Luke 2 Red finish the lap. I'm not too sure where he's going to finish, but it's around the Parabolica turn, and can he do a massive upset of everyone on the grid? He may just box. He may be out of fuel. Yeah, I think he's out of fuel, so he's got a box as well. So Luke 2 Red can't improve. Who else can improve? Adam Corrigan was probably the only man who could improve, but he's down in a measly P7, which is not going to do his confidence any favours at all. So it's going to be Tim, Mr. Explosions, the man himself. Not the best name to have if you're, you know, on an F1 grid, Mr. Explosions. But nonetheless, Tim has exploded into the top spot, beating Ross by 0.12 of a second. So well done to Tim. On accomplishing that in quali, but that is quite a thrilling qualifying. Obviously trying to get a bit of the rust off from commentary, so bear with. It seems a bit janky. It's been a while since I've lubricated these lips for an hour and a half of my time to chat a load of rubbish. But here we are, that should be the session over, and you will see the top 10 as is follows. We've got Tim on pole with a 119.362, followed very closely by the Brit of Ross, or Tech 31 Racing, with a 19.374. Then in third we've got Red Venom with a 19.5. In fourth we've got Andosia MCFC. Butchered it, probably have butchered it. 19.7. And you've got Hamrick with a 19.7 also, and then Delta with a 19.9. Adam Corrigan with a 19.9. Kai with a 120 on the mediums, and then you've got Storm, and then I couldn't catch who was 10th, so I do apologise that I butchered any names. Crucify me in the comments, please. So I'm going to take a nice quick breather before the start of the race, you know. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Hopefully this race can provide me with entertainment for the next hour, 45 minutes. Hopefully it's not an hour. Hopefully it's a lovely, nice, quick 45 minutes of pure action. You never know with these games, you never know. As I'm getting messages left, right and centre from drivers saying, you know, my quali messed up, oh, this has happened, I should have done better, blah, 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 you know. Don't cry to me, cry to yourself, because you need self-motivation in these times to boost your confidence for the rest of the race. Obviously it will just be me and Com, so there won't be anybody joining with the Grand Prix, so you're going to have to put up with this lovely voice for another 45 minutes at least. It looks to be dry. No forecast for rain. Hopefully the game can give me a bit of an indication, as I never trust these predicted pit stop strategies at all, because they are rubbish. They are rubbish. And normally drivers do what they want anyway. But here is the top 19 as follows on the left hand side of the screen. This will be the order for the race. I don't know if anybody has any time penalties to serve from previous rounds, because obviously I wasn't here as commentator. So we've got Ross in second place in the Scarlet Red. He's going to be the man that everybody turns to impress the crowd. No Tifosi 1-2 today. It was actually a McLaren 1-2 today, with Daniel Ricciardo taking the win. No spoilers. Daniel Ricciardo taking the win today in the Papaya McLaren, which is probably upset a few people, especially the Tifosi who have come out to see the Ferrari on top. Nice to see Max and Lewis getting into more scuffles, though, because, you know, let's be honest, who wants any of them to win? Not me. As the number 42 will lead us around the Italian track. Try not to get any corner cut warnings before the races start, lads. That wouldn't be a very good look. And that's another thing to touch on as well, penalties. F1 I don't believe was that bad. Obviously I was on for a net P2, but unfortunate circumstances for us, so I had to retire from the race. I believe Kevin and Tim commentated on that, so thanks for the great job there, guys. But here we are at Monza for F2. I want to see how many penalties these drivers get, because it's a weird circuit. You can get punished unfairly around this track for track limits and warnings, but also you can be a bit too greedy on the throttle and a bit too greedy on exit and get these penalties yourself. So you've got to be careful when it comes to this track. It's sort of like a Canada, in the curbs are your best friends and your worst enemies at the same time. But a very quick formation lap, it must be said, as I will just change to the tyres just to see what everybody's on. So Kai is the man in the top 10 with the mediums on. Everybody else in the top 10 is on the softs, and we've got a few soft runners with Jessica Harrison and Tyler on the softs as well, but I believe he did set a quali lap before crashing out. Everybody else is on mediums. But it's time for the start of the Italian Grand Prix. Everybody's lining up on the grid now from 1st to 19th, with Matt Romano bringing up the rear, and one of the Papayas, McLaren's, Shane, bringing up the rear also. Take a nice deep breath as the engines heat up, as the lights start to come on for the start of the Italian Grand Prix here in Formula 2, and it's go, go, go as Tim gets a pretty awesome start as some of the Ferraris are trying to make a move down into turn 1. Ross looks to have the better start, and will he get turn 1 perfect? Ross looks like he's got a bit deep, and he has. Ross is already messed up and he's gone straight across the chicane. That will be a penalty for Ross, or at least a warning. Further down we've got a few contacts happening with yellow flags. I believe some drivers are squabbling. I think there's an Aston Martin and Alfa Romeo down there of Jessica Harrison that's been taken out, and Shane trying to do some overtakes here as Ross is under attack from the Alfa Tauris. They're going to go side by side into the chicane. Oh, it's never going to end well, but it has, as Ross regains second position from the Alfa Tauri driver. It's a fantastic start from the Alfa Tauri guys, as Ross is going to keep being put under pressure from everybody during this Grand Prix. It's pretty stationary, single file from everybody on the grid. As you can see, the tyres, I will get that off just for the moment so I have a bit more screen to play with. Working our way down the field now just to see if there's any more action going on. I don't think there's been any position changes. I think Tyler's actually gained 2. So Tyler's had a pretty promising start there in the Papaya. McLaren, just keep it nice and clean, keep it on the track, and don't use too much ERS. JP Greenwood looks like he's just been passed by Nice and Spicer. Down the straight, JP looks like he's actually made a bit of a mistake there. As we go further down the grid, let's have a look. Luke 2 Red not having the best of starts down there in 15th. Some of these medium runners just have to stay involved during this race. There's actually been a crash, I think, with Delta at Hamrick. Or is it just the timing screen's bugging out? I think it's just the timing screen's bugging out, so bear with, boys, bear with. As we've got, a few drivers sort of inside each other, which is not really what you want to be seeing on a on a Sunday afternoon. Bit scary. Oh, and Hamrick's actually hit the wall. Oh my god, what's happened there? I've just caught Hamrick in 18th place. I don't know what's happened there. That is a VSC. Oh my god. We're currently on lap 3, which is not right. We should be on lap 2. And Mr. Master, I don't know what you want to call him, but he's in the wall and presumed dead by the looks of that incident. I can't believe I caught it on camera as the timing screens go ballistic. And I'm trying very, very hard to work out where everybody is. I think it's calmed down now with that crash, as we do have a VSC. Surprised it's not a full safety car, as we've got 10 viewers tuning in, so welcome you 10 viewers. Sorry I'm not looking at the comments, I'm trying to just focus on the commentary for the time being. It is lap 2, the game has sorted itself out. I don't know what happened there. I hope the Red Bull driver's alright, because if he's on wheel, then wrists are going to be hurting. But it's a nice safety car restart from Ross, who looks like he's going to be attacking Tim into Parabolica, as Tyler looks like he's being passed by Kai. Tyler's actually spun at Parabolica, so Tyler's had an absolute mare, as Ross is going to try around the outside of Tim into Parabolica. But here comes Red Venoms on the exit, the 2 Alfa Tauris making a sandwich with the Ferraris, the ham or meat in the middle of this battle. Tim, don't weave too much, my friend, you can't be doing that down the straight. Here at Monza, especially down these long straights. But here comes Ross round the outside once again. Is he going to stick the move? No, Red Venoms is going to have a look. Try and get a nice good exit. Red Venom on the switchback, see if he can get Ross through Curva Grande. As Tim looks to be pulling away now, and Ross is under attack from Red Venoms. Let's check the battery levels of these two. He's going to go round the outside, Red Venoms. It's never going to work. Sebastian Vettel, Lewis Hamilton vibes. They come close, touching tips, going into the chicane. He's actually cut the corner, and Ross has bodged him off the track. As Delta gets a lovely view of that, and actually nearly spins in sympathy but I believe Delta's moved up to 4th, ahead of the Williams driver as well. So fantastic start from Delta as he nearly loses it, and it looks like the Williams is going to have a run on him as well. Use some of that battery, man. What you doing? Use some more of that battery. Try and get past Delta. Round the outside of the Scottish chicane, he's got to leave him more room, and oh my God, Delta's nearly caused an absolute airplane crash as Woolly Mammoth seems to be out of the race. That is a funny name if I've ever seen one myself. That is fantastic, as the timing screens have gone absolutely ballistic again. Red Venom. Oh my God. Red Venom can't get a move stuck on Ross, and there is another BSC for the Woolly Mammoth crash. Wow. Got some action. We have some action as we're going to scroll down the field just to see the losers and the gainers quickly. Position changes. We've got Nice and Spicer, who's up 9 place. That says 7. That says 7. He's up 7 places, up to 9th. I think that's where the 9 came from. He's up to 9th place, up 7 positions. That's a very good start from him. Cam Rules is up to 11th as well. 6 positions gained for him. So we've got a couple of winners and losers. Jessica Harrison looks one of the biggest losers, and obviously Tyler down there as well, as racing does get back underway. As I will switch back to the front because these guys are fighting tooth and nail for the front. I can't take my eyes off it. I think Red Venom went for a dive bomb there. That was risky. Jesus Christ, I clenched me butt cheeks. Oh my God, you can't be doing that to me. I've got heart problems as it is. Crazy scenes as the Haas drivers look like they've actually swapped around as Kai's let his teammate Nice and Spicer go, which is probably the right thing to do because Nice looks like he's on a man possessed at the moment. The pace he's showing in that Haas, you don't normally see Haas making overtakes, and that man's already up to 8, so brilliant start from him down there. As Red Venom looks like he's going to have a move, and Ross has got a fantastic run in a Ascari chicane, and Ross is powerless to the AlphaTauri straight line speed. Will he keep it on the inside? It's probably not advised. Ross, stick behind him. You'll have DRS and Slipstream going down to turn 1. I don't think he will have DRS and Slipstream from Tim either, so Ross eager to get P2 back as we see JP Greenwood as Nice and Spices. I think he's actually made a mistake at Ascari and is costing a few positions as drivers are in the pit lane already. So the pit lane's already full of drivers, as I'm going to go back on board with Ross, who didn't go for a move on Red Venom to the front. It's a bit of a shame there, not going to lie. It's Erminator, I believe, going side by side with somebody. Yeah, Erminator's going up the inside of the Williams, but the Williams fights back. He's going to push him. He does leave room. Luke 2 Red does leave room on the exit, as we're going to get a lovely view from the McLaren of Shane, who's made up quite a few positions as well. So Shane's done a pretty good job. As it's going to be 3 wide maybe going into the chicane. Oh, don't go up the inside there, Luke. You can't be doing that. Oh, he's going to shut the door on him. Oh, he's left him room. Erminator doing a fantastic job as Shane's going to get the switch back done on Luke. So Luke has gone from losing 1 position to 2 positions in the space of 4 corners. So Luke really does need to get his act together. Alright, so he's going to be losing so many more positions during this race. Just needs to regain his composure, take a time out, take a deep breath and straight back on it. He's currently outside the points only by 1 position, but if he can keep with these guys, then he's in a really good position to get some points. As we see Erminator actually get passed by Shane going into Ascari. He's actually going to keep it in though. Erminator, you can't make moves through Ascari chicane, or can you? Because Erminator's hanged it round, or hung it round the outside. And Shane is trying to sneak it around the inside, but it's going to continue to the Parabolica corner. These guys just won't give up. 9th place as Shane turns in, and Erminator looks like he turned in a bit too late, as these two are still banging wheels. They're still touching tips, and it was going to end in tears. I knew it was going to end in tears, and Erminator's out of the race. Terminator is out of the race, and there is a stricken Renault as a full course safety car will commence for the rest of the race. For the foreseeable future in the race, I should say. As well, I wouldn't be surprised if it's the rest of the race. There is carbon fibre of the Alpine all over the start-finish straight and all over the pit lane entry as well. So if anyone can actually avoid that, then I will be very surprised. We've got a few drivers on the hard tyres, if we will just indicate here. Oh man, it's lap 6 and I've already had a lung collapse. So not too bad of a start from these drivers. Only 1 penalty, and that is from Venom. As you see, JP Greenwood actually get past Cam, which is not in the rules of the safety car. What is going on here then, fellas? This is not what you want to see on a racetrack. JP Greenwood deciding the yellow flag's a perfect opportunity to make some overtakes. which it's actually illegal to, JP. I think you're getting the green flag and the yellow flag mixed up there, mate. As Shane, I think, has just binned it. Or is he retired? I think Shane has actually binned it under the safety car. Yeah, he has. Shane has binned it under the safety car on the exit of Ascari. So one of the proprietors won't be finishing on the podium, so it won't be a 1-2 there. As I'm just going to get a quick glimpse as some of the front runners will be pitting for the hard tyres. I don't think that's the right call, fellas. I think mediums is what you want to be looking at until the end of the race. As I think Storm's been handed a lifeline because, bless him, he's so far down. Seeing his teammate who's been murdered on the exit of Ascari coming to the pit lane entry, and now he's down there in 16th. But there is a safety car, so the hope has been restored for your Storm. So I'm hoping you can get back up there. As Luke's actually been passed by Jess in the pit lane, so that's not good for Luke. As Jess will rejoin, will it be ahead or behind the Haas? I think it's going to be behind the Haas. As Jessica Harrison with the do-rag on. I believe she was Giovinazzi before, but I think the do-rag has taken over. So the curse of the do-rag, Jessica Harrison has now down there in P11 with the medium tyres on, which I believe is the correct call in my opinion. You know, the hards will be too slow during the race, but it's going to be interesting to see what these guys do because we've got a mixed bag at the front. Tim hasn't pitted at all. I think you do have to pit, it just depends which tyre you pit on. His teammate hasn't pitted at all either. We've got JP Greenwood who stayed out, which I'm not really too sure why. Obviously Kai's going to stay out, which I believe is the correct decision because he is on the medium tyres, so there's no point in pitting, only unless he was to go on to the hards, which would be a strategy. But yeah, a bit of a mixed bag. It's quite surprising really. I thought all of the front runners, especially the ones on the softs, you got to pit, get excuse me, get them tyres off as quickly as possible, and then see what you can do from there. I believe the hards is probably the strategy, just because the mediums may be too long to go on them. I think I'd make them work, but I'm very kind on my tyres. I do love to caress the rubber as I drive around this racetrack, so I'm very sensitive and gentle with my tyres. You know, I'm a very good gentleman to my tyres. Obviously, some of these guys, by what I've seen on the track, have very aggressive racing styles, so it may not be the tyre preference for them, and I completely understand this. JP actually puts on a set of mediums as well, so go on JP, looking very racy. There's Matt Romano down there in not last at the moment, he's currently 14th. Storm is the man in last place, so I believe has pitted for a set of mediums. Storm should be last or 15th, then he is, but he should catch the back of the safety car hopefully. The safety car does travel quite quickly around Monza because, as we said, there's not a lot of corners, so the safety car can really release the throttle and power down some of these straights. Obviously you can see some penalties on the screen. We've got a 5-second penalty for Tyler, and we've got a 3-second penalty for Red Venom at the top there. So it's been a fantastic race so far, and I believe while the commotions settle down for a bit until the safety car restart, I believe we will go round another lap because Matt and Storm haven't caught up yet. I'm going to grab a quick drink. So you've got a bit of a Heineken intervention or a Rolex break. You know, imagine the advert. If you're on BBC, if you're watching on Channel 4 or 5 or whatever, you normally get them intermissions, don't you, between the racing actions. So imagine one of them's happening at the moment. You can still see what's going on, but you got some Pampers Nappies advert happening in the background, you know what I'm saying? Sponsored by DHL. So yeah, I'll be back in one moment and the action will continue here at Monza. There we go, refreshed and recuperated for the restart. I don't know if the safety car will be in this lap, because it's not really giving me an indication, to be honest. But will it be? I think it's a bit too late now, but I think sticking on a fresh set of boots for these soft runners could be a shout, because I don't know how long these softs are meant to last, but 8 laps seems a bit extreme on this rubber. I imagine the tyre percentage for these guys is going to be very, very high. I thought at least one of the AlphaTauri drivers would have pitted, but clearly not. They've got their strategy in mind, you know, plan A, and they are doing it to full force and full effect, the AlphaTauri guys. As the safety car will be in this lap, so let's see what Tim can do on the restart. Obviously, you don't want to be too slow on this restart. You want to be nice and calm, nice and composed. You control the pack. You control the pace, Tim. Hopefully there's no overtakes going on in the background as Cam Rules and Delta and Garrett here having a bit of a tongue twister and lipsing each other down there. Tim, focus. Nice and straightforward. Calm, cool, collected. You control the pace. Go whenever you're ready. Don't go too early. Don't go too slow. You've got this. He's using overtake. I think he's bolted early. Look at this from Tim. I think he's bolted early. That could be one of the best restarts I've ever seen. Don't use overtake through Parabolica though, Tim. That is crazy. Crazy scenes as Tim has absolutely bolted, and now his teammate comes into pits at the end of the safety car period. So that's very, very interesting from that man right there, as I don't want to see him going through the pit lane. I want to see some action going on, to be honest with you. As I'm seeing a few cars go 3 abreast down the straight. It looks like Jessica Harrison, Luke 2 Red and Tyler Thomas, as Jess actually misses a gear there going into turn 1. I think she's just playing it cautious so she doesn't crash into anybody. And she's actually in 3rd gear there, which I hope she's not. Only unless there's some... I think she was there. Jess, if you can hear me, 3rd gear through that limited corners is not the way to go. Try and avoid that. But anyway, we will scroll through the field and up the field just to see where people are going to end up. It wasn't the safety car restart I was looking for, but look at this from Nice and Spicer on Cam Rules. Oh my god, nearly turned into the barrier there, as he actually goes wide on Lesmo 1 as Jess gets passed by Storm down there in 11th and 12th. As Cam looks like he's got to defend from Spice, as he's really coming. Nice and Spice and all things nice. Doesn't really work. Anyway, he's not playing it nice at the moment. He's actually really tail-ending the Red Bull driver here. His comments are coming through thick and fast. We'll have a look at some comments when I get the chance, guys. I do promise. He's not going to go for a dive bomb there, but he's going to put Cam Rules off on the fresher soft compound tyre. He's going to go ultra aggressive, and he has got ultra aggressive with that tyre set. He's actually got hard tyres on that Red Bull ahead, but look at this side by side going down the main straight here at Monza. The Tifosi roar as they see the Haas, the Ferrari powered Haas, go past them, obviously not supporting Haas, as he does get the move done. Oh, he's lost it through mid-corner. The Red Bull's going to have a little nibble back at him, as I believe someone's got off, and it is Tyler. Tyler has spun the rears or something, I'm not too sure, going into turn 1. Maybe he's been hit by somebody down there, not really too sure, as Nice and Spicer has got finally got past, as Red Venom has actually got past Tyler as well, as Tyler looks to be struggling on them hard compound tyres. Has he got wing damage? He looks like he's really struggling. He must have wing damage. I believe there's a few end plates missing on that. Yeah, it looks like the front right end plate missing on that Papaya McLaren. Right, we've got a close battle heating up here for 3rd place. Ross defending from the Williams driver of Nicholas Latifi, as that is just not the line. A bit too wide there on the exit of the Ascari, and from this man. I'm just trying to calculate the lines going through Parabolica. You've seen a lot of drivers taking a wide line, and a lot of drivers taking a sort of close inside line cutting in, which is really, really difficult for these guys to nail. I think it's always nice to sort of get the line going through, but it seems to have worked on. It's going to go on the inside of Ross. Is Ross even going to get that Ferrari stopped? He's done very well to get that Ferrari stopped. I hope he's running ABS there, because if you're running ABS off, that man's locking up and going straight through the barriers. As you see, Ross squirming about all over the place. Sorry, just had a bit of a coughing fit there. Trying to recover some oxygen into these poor old lungs of mine. as Ross is fighting really hard to keep second place. I believe these guys will go to the end of the race on these hard tyres. They've got to think of conservation as well of the tyres as Tyler recuperates there. I'm just trying to have a look to see if anybody's made a mistake. Oh, Jess has made a mistake on the exit there, and he is going to get passed by the AlphaTauri. I believe Red Venom had a bit of a mistake there, because I don't think he was behind Tim before the pit stops, but Tim on the medium tyres now has a big mountain to climb as he looks like he's hounding JP, as JP is more like a London bus going through the Ascari chicane. You know, it looks like JP's going through West London, not one of the fastest tracks on the calendar. Jesus Christ, JP, he's going to fight it back though. He's actually going to cut him off, and it might be damage as JP just shuts the door and comes across Tim there. Hopefully there's no damage on the AlphaTauri, because there was contact on my screen, there was anyway. So JP really being a bus, or a combine harvester, or a lorry, depending on where you are in the world. JP, I think, needs to just concede the position and try and focus on his own race, because Red Venom is going to be on his arse in a minute, and he's not looking too friendly up there as well. We've got a few more battles. Got Luke 2 Red approaching Cam Rules as people are getting penalties, trying to defend positions and pick up the pace as well. Luke 2 Red not doing too bad. Going through Lesmo 1. A bit wide there, try and clip the apex a bit more, keep it nice and tight, and then you get a lovely slingshot going to Lesmo 2, and then a lovely slingshot going down the back straight and then under the bridge as you activate the DRS as well. As I believe Delta has actually been passed by Nice and Spicer. That's a brilliant move from Nice and Spicer. The soft tyres, obviously, compared to Delta's hards, are going to be a lot more grippier and a lot better feeling in the car. You know, stability is key around Monza. If you're not stable enough, as Red Venom has made the move on at JP Greenwood, which is nice for Red Venom, up to P11. Lovely move from that man. Well, yeah, as I was saying, stability is key at Monza. You don't want to be unstable, especially when you're going through these high to mid-speed corners. If you're going through a Sky chicane and you've got a loose rear end, well, see you later, mate. You may as well run to the toilet now, because it's going to be spewing all over the place, that is, as Delta might have a run. And Nice and Spicy there as well, as Storm and Luke are having a battle, as Luke's going to go round the outside of Storm there. Storm actually cuts the corner just to give him room, but Storm doing a fantastic job of getting past Luke there. I didn't even realise Storm was catching that quickly, so well done. Fair play to Storm on the medium tyres. He's been on the mediums quite a while, 6 laps, but he's making use of the grip available to him. He's up to 8th place, so Luke, overtake of the day so far, so well done Storm. Brilliant overtake. As we see the likes of Adam Corrigan approaching the back of Delta with that lovely Irish helmet. Yeah, lovely Irish helmet. It just looks like sick, doesn't it? Like if you could imagine sick, it just looks. Anyway, enough of his helmet. Sorry about that, Adam. Your creativity knows no bounds with your helmet creation. But his creativity on the racetrack is he actually lets off the throttle. Didn't want to overtake him into Parabolica, which is interesting. This Delta actually makes a hash of the apex of Parabolica, and he's going to get him in it anyway. So Adam really forcing up the inside. Ferrari power against Ferrari power. Obviously, it doesn't matter in these equal leagues, but it's a nice quirk to say, isn't it, when M1's overtaken? But here comes Delta again. He's not going to have any of it. Adam doesn't defend the inside, but will Delta actually go and make the move? No, he doesn't. He backs out of it in the end, which is the wrong decision, in my opinion. You've got to fight for positions like that because you are in the same compound of tyres and you are running to the end of the race. Is it a smart play? Not too sure. We will see at the end of the race. As in those... I don't know your name. I don't know his... I feel so bad. I can't... Like, dyslexia's difficult, man. I'm looking at his name and it's giving me AIDS. The Williams driver in 3rd. I keep thinking Endoza. It's just not that. Anyway, whatever. The man in P3, the man in the Williams, the man with this name, MCFC, is still hunting down Ross and doing a fantastic job of keeping with Ross as well. I've been quite impressed with Ross, actually. I thought Ross would have had a penalty by now. So Ross has done a solid job. He's not keeping too close to the hat, which is the correct decision just for the benefit of his tyres. Don't want his tyres to overheat or make a mistake with the dirty air, so that's good from him. And also, you know, keeping these tyres manageable until the end of the race is what Ross wants, because Tim and Red Venom look like they're taking themselves out of the race. think the Williams driver, he's got no ERS. I just double checked. He's on 16%. He was on about 4 as we came down to the chicane. So he needs to stop using that and save it. So maybe that's what's keeping him a bit close to Ross at this current moment. As Delta and Adam are still trying to chase down Nice and Spicer, who I believe his tyres are going to start wearing now. He definitely will be making another pit stop by the end of this race. Just trying to double check if there's any further battles. There is quite a juicy one going on here, as Adam Corrigan, I believe, has made a mistake, hasn't he? He looked like he did, because Delta's just got back past him. So I think Adam's made a slight mistake there. Any damage on the Alfa Romeo? No, he seems okay. Lost a few positions. And then as soon as I say it, oh, Tim and Luke going side by side into Lesmo 1. Sorry about that, guys. I was going to stay on board with your battle, and then someone had to make a mistake. So Tim, very aggressively into Lesmo 1, gets the move done. And it's his teammate next to get the job done as well. So let's see what Red Venoms can do. He needs to stick with Tim, really. Red Venoms, he's got pressure tyres. And he's got, oh, that's not what you want to see. He picks up another penalty. I think Luke picks up a penalty as well there. But he needs to try and stick with his teammate as much as possible, because they're running similar strategies as Nice and Spicer eventually pits, which is what we expected to happen. But yeah, it looks like a solid day for these guys. Obviously this lovely man, Kai, up in first. He's got to pit at some point. He's doing a solid job on these mediums, as Tyler actually picks up his first penalty of the race. He's doing a solid job on the medium so far. I just need to see where he will finish, as Nice and Spicer actually comes out with fresh tyres behind Jessica Harrison, who's currently in 12th place. Not in the points so far is Durag FC, but we'll see where she finishes. Just scanning through the field, there's nobody really, only Tim on Storm that looks to be challenging this man here, just this Williams driver, the one and only. I'm going to double check actually his name, see if I can find it on the system. Oh, making mistakes left, right and centre. He needs to stop using his overtake. Just needs to relax. He's within the DRS zone, and he's right on the back of Ross. This is for the lead of the race. He needs to start saving now, as Tim picks up a penalty. That's going to be crucial for the championship there, and crucial for his finishing positions. I can call you Billy. I've just double checked your actual name. Obviously got a spreadsheet right here, so I'm just double checking everybody's name. Sorry for the unprofessionalism. As fastest laps come through, thick and fast. Red Venom with a 1:21.9 seems to be the fastest lap, as Tim's got another overtake done, which is on Storm. I praise Storm for one of the best overtakes of the race, but he's now been overtaken at the same corner. So Storm got a bit of work to do, as Tim looks like a man possessed at the moment on these tyres. The medium tyres are really working well. He's only been on them 5 laps according to the Delta, and according to the screen here. I think he's been on slightly more, but I could be wrong. As Storm actually picked up his first penalty. So here's the penalties. The tyres are wearing in, the mistakes are creeping in for these guys. Tim does look fast, but I'm just going to double check the interval to the leader. Yeah, Tim's still got 11 seconds, so he's got about 10 seconds to Ross. 10 seconds to make up on these tyres. And oh my god, as Cam Rules really does squeeze him under the bridge. Nearly ended up in an airplane crash, but oh my god, my heart went through my chest there as Tim gets the move done before at Scary. I don't think there will be any other moves there, as Nice and Spicer gets past Jessica Harrison at the back of the field. So Billy, as I now know your name, so sorry about that, Billy. Billy, start saving some ERS, mate, as Storm's actually been overtaken by Red Venoms, but he looks like he's going to be coming back as Red Venoms goes wide on the exit of Parabolica, as Tim sets the fastest lap of the race with a 1:21.7, and there's a full course safety car, and I believe it is Jessica Harrison and Nicer and Spicer. What has happened there? T-Tyce Demon is currently 14th as Luke 2 Red Pits. I believe they've come together maybe. I'm not too sure. Let's have a look from the perspective of T-Tyce Demon, as Jess is on the left. Where's the other car? I believe they despawned. Oh my god, I was just on board with these two and they're both dead. Wow, well it's a full course safety car for the end of the race, which is really going to spice things up. It doesn't really change the order of the pack. In my opinion, everybody pits. You pit for a fresh set of softs, There is no point trying to stay out and be a hero, because Monza is quite easy to overtake. So don't be a hero and come into the pits. The only man it has helped is this lovely man here, Guy, another Durag FC. He's done a fantastic job staying out on them mediums for an extensive amount of time, and his reward's going to pay off. So a very, very lucky boy is Kai. As penalties are coming through thick and fast now, just try and stay off the curbs as much as possible. As Billy looks to be following Ross and Kai into the pits, and Delta looks like he will double stack. He needs to slow down. He doesn't want to be going in the pits that quickly, because he might lose a few positions. Wigan comes into the pit lane. Tim comes into the pit lane. Yeah. Who's staying out? Is anybody going to stay out? Red Venom is staying out, and I don't blame him, because he has a penalty. So it's bold. Is it stupid? Not too sure. But I should see everybody in the pit lane. I won't expect anybody to stay out, because nobody's going to gain any positions in the long run anyway. You're just going to be dropping like a stone. But Red Venom stays out. His mediums 100% will last, so that's not an issue. But he does have 2 penalties, I believe. I will double check the race director. I normally do it once a race just to see where people are at. So penalty and warning, penalty and warning. So yeah, he has 2 penalties at the moment, which is 6 seconds. And everybody around him, apart from Adam, has a penalty. So it looks like it's going to be punting down the field, but I don't blame him. It's damage limitation. Because his teammate in Tim has come out in 7th. So very, very strange to see Tim this far down during the pit stops, but sometimes Lady Luck's on your side and sometimes Lady Luck isn't. So unfortunately for Tim it isn't so far, as everybody has pitted for the soft compound tyres. The only 2 drivers that aren't on the soft compound tyres are Tyler and Red Venom. So I am going to take the tyre off, and you can see the amount of stops people have made. A Storm has made 4 pit stops and is still in the points. So Storm, I have got to congratulate you, mate. It's like Schumacher at Silverstone, making 4 pit stops. That's fantastic. Some drivers have only made 1, as you can see at the top of the screen, and then you've got the majority of the field making 2. T-Tie Steeman not in the points, making 4 stops also, so I think he needs to take a few pointers from Storm there to try and see how you're going to get in the points. Hopefully T-Tie Steeman can get in to the mix of things during the race, because he's a bit far back at the moment, but he will join the back of the queue, and hopefully it will be this lap, so I don't have to watch safety car laps for the rest of the race. Obviously if you're Red Venom, you don't want the laps to increase anymore, because you just want to get on with it. You're going to lose the positions anyway, so you just want to get the field back up and running, go as fast as you possibly can, and see what you can do on the medium tyres. It could be a stroke of genius, but with penalties, I don't think it is. If he didn't have the penalties, I'd understand what he's going for, and I'd be like, right, go on mate, defend for your life, let's see what you can do. But because he's got 2 penalties, it's a bit difficult for him, bless him. But he's trying, and I like that. That's what you like to see in these races, at least, trying. As you can see, everybody is catching up. The Papaya McLaren of Tyler to catch the back of the field quite nicely, as it allows me to have another drink, which is well deserved, as my thirst needs quenching. Right, let's make a deal. Excuse me guys, let's make a deal. Everybody racing still in this race right now. I want you guys to make it the best final 6 to 7 laps of your career. I want no balls to the wall racing, hardcore racing. Nothing stupid, but I want it balls to the wall. You're all on fresh softs. I want go, 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 green light, straight away, boom. Well, apart from... Oh my God, as Billy needs to be careful hitting the back of Ross. As Ross... Yeah, that's got him removed for Ross, bless him, because that's not fair. He's not done anything wrong there. He's just been hit by Billy in the rear, but it looks like Red Venom has bolted the same as Tim. But it's not worked as well just because these guys are on fresh softs. Let's see what these guys can do anyway. as it looks like there's going to be a battle coming down the straight, as Delta's going to be under pressure from Tim as well. A fantastic restart. He's going to burn half of his battery just to get in the range of the Ferrari. He's going to lunge it down the inside. Here we go into the chicane. Tim round the outside. The Ferrari continues to fight the battle. Has no answer for Tim so far, as that man is looking to claw back the positions lost during the safety car stints. So I believe we will stay on board with Tim, because Tim's looking the most feisty and the one who's going to be making moves. We've got Tyler on JP down there as well. I will just double check to see as JP lunges on Tyler. And that's actually a very nice move from JP. There's actually been yellow flags, and I believe that's Aaron Corrigan spinning out of the race, so unlucky, mate. To the bottom of the field you go. In the Alfa Romeo. That's unfortunate. Sorry, that came out a bit abrupt. Came at me a bit abrupt. Storm looks like he's going to be making a move on Cam, as we're looking at Billy, as Tim's actually going to go past Billy as well. We've missed Tim go past Billy, but will Cam get passed by Storm? No, he won't, as Tim's actually made his way up to 4th. So Tim's really a man possessed so far. Doesn't want to be burning too much ERS, but then again he does need to be in DRS range. DRS won't be active on the next lap, it'll be the lap after that, so Tim has an entire lap to probably pump in the fastest lap and try and catch the cars ahead, as Billy has fallen off the top runners and is now in P. Oh, as Billy actually comes into the pit lane, as Tim, even under the safety car, has set the fastest lap of a 1:21.5, which is pretty extraordinary, really. Tim really asserting his dominance, really, you know, scenting Monza with his scent, really staining it with his scent. As Tyler has, I don't know what Tyler's done there. The man who finished an entire season without finishing a race looks like he's not going to finish a race either, as he continuously turns into the wall to try and break his tyre. But we'll just stay on board with this man right here, just to see what he does. But the front is getting quite spicy, so I'm going to just go back to the front, because these guys are going to be fighting tooth and nail, as Tim needs 0.3 of a second. That's for the leader, isn't it? The interval, he is within DRS range. So Delta's dropped off the back. We've got a 4-way fight for the win here. I'm not too sure how it's going to work out with penalties. I may invite all of them, to be honest, as Tim nearly loses it on the exit of Ascari, applying overtake maybe too abruptly, as Ross looks to be overtaking Red Venoms, as Red Venoms has done Tim a solid round this track. Red Venoms has no chance of winning the race, but Ross is all over the curb and he's nearly lost it through Parabolica. This is what I wanted to see. Intense action here at Monza. DRS has been enabled as Red Venom's doing a Daniel Ricciardo and weaving all over the straight, trying to break the toe going down to turn 1. Ross doesn't look like he's going to make a move, but has a sniff down the inside. It's going to be all eyes on the front runners now, with 4 laps remaining in the race. Tim nearly runs into the back of the Haas, as Delta might be joining this crew as well, because they are fighting tooth and nail. Is Ross going to make a move for the lead of the race? Through Curva Grande goes Ross, round the outside, coming into the chicane. Is he going to make it stick? I'm not too sure. No, defends brilliantly, Red Venoms, but Tim looks like he's taken Tim has taken Kai. P3's a fantastic from Tim as Storm picks up penalties, and Ross still can't get past Albert Albry with mediums on. I do apologise for my coughing. There we go, that's better. Really get it out, better out than in. Shrek told me that, brilliant, what a film. As Ross isn't going to make a move into Ascari, because that would be the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my life. But he's going to continue to hound and pressure as Tim's nearly lost it on the exit of Ascari. Will that allow Kai in the Haas? The Balaclava FC, Durag United. He might have a move, he's going to go for it on the inside of Parabolica. This is what I want to see. Oh, that's brave, that's stupid. Oh, Kai's going to go round, don't hit the wall. He's hit the wall and lost his wing. Delta is now up to 4th place, fantastic for Delta. So it's between AlphaTauri and Ferrari, as Ross is weaving all over the place, trying to keep within the DRS and tow range of Red Venoms. Is the defence over from Red Venom? Ross is down the inside, he's got to brake later than him. He's got to do a Max Verstappen. Oh, there's contact as Ross gets barged down wide. He didn't leave him enough room. I told you you got to leave enough room, as Ross and Red Venoms are going neck and neck through Curva Grande, as Ross actually takes the lead of the Italian Grand Prix. But I don't know about penalty situation, what's going to happen. Red Venom tries his utmost hardest to keep the position, but he's got to let his teammate pass, and he does. Red Venom does the right thing. Team orders. Franz Tost says, get out of his way, as Tim is a man possessed. He is a man on a mission, but Ross takes the lead of the Italian Grand Prix. Can Tim do anything about it? They've got no ERS between them. Oh my god, I've got more brain cells than they've got ERS. That's how low it is from these guys. Red Venom's did everything he could on them tyres, and you know, Kai's taking himself out of the race in the Haas, so so Red Venom's might actually get a podium as Tim's going to be eyeing up Ross for the rest of this race. Let's just double check anywhere else. Cam and Storm look like they're going to be battling, but it's all eyes on the front now. Tim, Mr. Explosions. He's creating fireworks here at Monza. I don't know about the red fog or the orange fog at Zandvoort or the fireworks at Singapore. He's creating bombs at Imola. I said Imola. No, it's not Imola, is it? It's Monza. He's creating bombs at Monza. Sorry. My head's gone. This is yellow flags in Sector 3 as something's happened down there as Storm and Cam are still battling it out. Tim needs to save his ERS for one last lap. They are both below 20%. There is nothing left in the tanks of these cars. There is absolutely nothing left. Tim needs to get past Ross to have any chance of winning this race regarding penalties. Tim needs to push with every ounce and fibre of his being. Red Venom picks up another penalty. Tim, just stop using your ERS. You don't need to. Lose it all in the final lap because I think Ross is using it as well. He's not going to make a move into Ascari, is he? No, Tim doesn't make a move into Ascari, which is the best thing I've seen all day. But look at the power and the grip that Ross had on the exit compared to Tim. As Tim, stop using your ERS. Save it. As Delta's actually come within 1 second of Venom as well, so Delta might be making a move later on. But it is the final lap of the Italian Grand Prix. It's Tim or Ross. Who will be the victorious here in IRL F2? I don't know what time it is. It's probably roughly about 20 past 5. But Tim's going to make a move down to turn 1. Will Ross fight it? I'm not too sure. I don't think he's got anything left in that Ferrari. He's going to go around the outside. There's contact. Tim gets the move done so far. But will Ross fight back? He's got to fight back with every ounce of his being. None of them have any ERS. There's nothing left. They're out of juice. The tank is empty with both drivers here, as Tim uses every fibre of his being to try and keep Ross behind. Ross needs to be patient. There is another DRS zone to come. He just needs to stick behind Tim, do the best he can to get a clean exit and not push too hard through the Lesbos. Nice and smooth from your Ross, and you can take the win here. But Tim looks like he's checked out. Tim looks like he may take the win here in Monza. Nearly said Imola again. As Ross now knows that this is probably last chance saloon, as he's going to burn every fibre of his ERS battery to try and get within touching distance of Tim going into the chicane. Here we go, his Delta's actually got past Venom as well. We've just missed that, but it's a fight for the win we want to see. Does Ross have anything else to give? Here we are, we've got 3%, 2%, there's no percent left. Ross needs to force Tim into a mistake into Parabolica. Ross has done everything he can, but I think it's going to be Tim. I'm not too sure what's going to happen on penalties, but it's going to be an Italian team nonetheless. Tim Versailles crossed the line to win the Italian Grand Prix. Ross takes second, and it's supposed to go wild as Delta actually beats Ross on penalties. I'm not too sure about 5 seconds, as Cam beats Storm. Luke gets 5th. Storm gets relegated all the way to 6th position, as I'm actually going to die. Adam Corrigan coming down to finish in 8th. The C-Ties Demon beats JP Greenwood. Oh my god, scenes as JP Greenwood gets beat by C-Ties Demon. And Kai with the spin, unfortunately at the end, I imagine he's ran round with damage, or he's had to make another pit stop. Will finish outside of the points, but fair play for finishing the race. Wow. Oh my days, absolutely crazy scenes as JP Greenwood picks up another penalty for unsportsmanlike behaviour. Driver of the day, who's the game going to give driver of the day to? I'm not really too sure. You vote in the comments for driver of the day. Cam Rule gets it in terms of the game's knowledge, but oh my god. Well, there you have it, folks. According to the game, I imagine penalties and stuff will be applied later on during the race. Later on after the race, I should say, to see who actually won. But for the moment, Tim enjoys the champagne showers at the top step of the podium because he wins the Monza GP. The Italian Grand Prix. The Tifosi are happy all round. Italian smiles and flags and smoke and everything waving in the sky, sorting everything out. The Italians are happy. Whew. And there is your final top 10, everybody. the somewhat Italian driver, somewhat American driver in Matt Romano could only manage P9, but it is points on the board for the Aston Martin driver, the only Aston Martin to finish the race, so fantastic. We've got Tim who finishes the race, we've got Delta second, Ross third, Cam fourth, Luke fifth, Storm sixth, Red Venoms takes a nice 7th, 8th for Adam Corrigan or Gravity, C-Type Steven in 9th, and JP Greenwood rounds out the top 10 of this GP here at the Italian Grand Prix. So congratulations to the top 3. I will add you to my chat, so bear with me 1 second, guys. Whew. I know you guys can still hear me while I search for everybody on here. Excuse me. As we've got Tim and Ross, and then we've got Delta on the podium as well. I will interview them how they have finished. Obviously, if that changes in the future, then you will be updated on the IRL Discord. So we've got people who are offline, which always makes everything 10 times easier for the commentary people. So thank you so much for making it so easy. I'm gonna just hopefully they're still in the lobby, so I can get their names. We'll do Delta first, because I have not got Delta as a friend. I don't believe anyway. Excuse me. Yeah, sorry for the long load times as well. Obviously being on the inferior PS4, it can really take up its time. We've got Delta, we've got Ross, and we've got Tim. Hopefully Delta can add me as a friend and I can get them all in. If not, I'll add Tim and Ross first, and then we can get underway then. Ooh, wow, what a crazy Monza GP. It's really taken it out of me, to be honest with you. Oh, excuse me. Well, Tim, I believe, is appearing offline, which is very, very helpful. Thank you, Tim. If you can hear me, thank you, Tim. There he is, Mr. Explosions himself. And who else have we got to add? Do you have Delta, Tim? Before we get the podium interviews underway, do you have Delta? Can you add him to the... Cheers. Yeah, if you can add him to the chat, see what he's got to say, and then we'll get everything underway. If Ross can hear me, please join Ross, because it would be nice to have a full podium interview. I will message him on Twitter as well, and then we'll get the questions underway. There he is. So we've got 2 at least, so 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
I can add Delta.
Yeah, that's fine. You guys had Delta. Hopefully he will join. But we'll get proceedings underway with the race winner currently as it stands. I'm going to do it in order of how it finished. So we've got Tim, then we've got Delta, and then we've got Ross. So congratulations, Tim, first of all, for a lovely victory in Monza. Whether it stays like that or not, we will wait and see due to penalties. But you drove fantastically during that race. Just your first question, just your thoughts and feelings on the race so far, because you can't get much better than the top step of the podium.
Well, difficult to say my feelings. I'm happy about the win, but I'm not sure if maybe Ross' penalty gets removed or if I get a penalty for the incident with Kieran, because I'm not sure if I left enough space in the Parabolica. But it's a bit to drive it anyway in the Parabolica. But all over the race, up and down. Well, I got pole somehow with maybe 1/10 still to improve on my lap, so I was pretty happy to get those 2 points. Then I was leading pretty comfortable the race. Struggled a bit with grip at the start, but mid-race then the safety car completely confused me. Me and Louis were talking about the whole lap, what are they gonna do on strategy. After the safety car, I knew it would have been better to go on hards, but we aimed for another safety car. But the safety car, when it came out, it was a bit too late for our aim, and we both passed the pit lane. So yeah, I still managed to get from P6 onto P1 by overtakes. Yeah, I don't know, it is somehow with the penalties getting removed, getting added, or somehow, I don't know. But yeah, I made some good moves, some good but risky moves. But yeah, in the end, for now I'm provisional winner, and I'm pretty happy after the last 2 races. How the way I completely smashed my win in Belgium already away, and with the 2 spins last week. So yeah, finally I'm happy to have a good recovery drive, and yeah, I'm looking forward for next week. Somehow the things will change, I don't know, but yeah, I'm looking forward for next week to continue.
Well, I will come back to you at the end, because you are, as it stands, live in the moment, Tim. You are currently the race winner, so as it stands, I will come back to you for the rest of the interview. I will move on to second place, which was Delta. Delta, do you have your voice on share? Can you hear me? All good?
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, hi Delta. I don't think we've ever met before, so welcome to the stream, IRL stream. I'm Lordy, I'll do your commentary tonight. Just wanted to say, same question as Tim, just to start things off. P2, whether it stays like that or whether it get moved down because of penalties, I'm not too sure, but congratulations, mate. You drove a very, very calm and solid race, and you picked up the pieces where other drivers like Kieran faltered, so congratulations on a P2 at the moment. What are your thoughts and feelings?
Very hectic, very scary, the race, obviously, Monza. I was expecting a lot of chaos into turn 1, but I don't really know, to be honest with you. Nothing really happened in my race. Like, from my point of view, there was nothing really going on, but yeah, there was a lot of scary stuff going on. I don't really know, to be honest with you.
No, it's alright.
No, it's just obviously I didn't expect the podium. Obviously, I was expecting probably like an 8 for something from last time. I didn't expect to still be on the top step of the podium for me being pretty bad this game. But no, it was good. There was a lot of teamwork between me and Ross aiming for the 1-2. But obviously, congratulations to Tim getting the win, if it's provisional or not. GG. Nothing really much to answer with my race. It's just another one of them races.
No, it's fine. That's just, with your race, I think it's a case of damage limitation. You were one of those drivers who were, 1 minute up there, next minute a bit further down in the order, and you were one of the only drivers very consistently just keeping yourself to yourself and just driving your own race. So
yeah, I stayed with no pens, and I think that's like the third race in a row now I haven't had a pen. Belgium, I won with no pens, and then round 2. Wait, actually, what was it? France, yeah, France. I think no, I didn't actually. Yeah, no. This is my third race in a row with no pens, which I'm surprised about, considering the fact that last season I was getting them left, right, and centre. But yeah, can't complain. No pens yet again. Pretty good race. Can't wait for the next one.
Yeah, well, lovely talking to you. I will come back to you at the end as well with a few questions, but I will move on to third place man currently, Ross. Well done on a podium. I thought you were one of the most outstanding drives or drivers on the grid today. I thought you drove brilliantly. It was really, really nice to see you up there fighting for the top steps of the podium, because I know you and Tim are currently on 18 points apiece. So you two, not the best of starts during the season, but you've clearly shown your pace today, and you've managed to pull yourself back up into the championship race. So congratulations. Yeah, just your thoughts and feelings on your race. You had some really good battles.
Yeah, obviously it went well. I thought it went well, and then the first safety car came out. Went on hard because I thought, yeah, if there's not a safety car, I'm gonna go to the end, because they were going very well. And then the second one came out. I was like, okay, soft. Hopefully, will happen. But yeah, that 5-second pen, which really annoyed me. So I'm just playing that get to the moved, and hopefully after steers I get the top step, but you never know what could happen.
Yeah, it was a bit strange under the safety car. It looked like Billy just hit the back of the Williams during the safety car, just completely accidental, and it came up with a penalty. Obviously, your battle with Tim with the last couple of laps, trying to maintain the first place. Obviously, you guys don't know what penalties each other have and if they're legit or not, so it can be quite difficult to determine who's going to win. But you guys drove your heart out, and I just want to touch on the safety car briefly with you all. I'll start with Ross first. But the safety car was a difficult situation. I just want to know your thought process during it, Ross. Were you 100% going to go to the end on the hard tyres, or was there a inkling to stay out and maybe go on the mediums like Tim did later in the race, or what was the thought process?
Well, I was doing some race practice sessions, and I knew hards were going to go to the end if there was a safety car. So 100% I was down on hards. But we never knew what could happen, so I just picked for hards just to go to the end, but second one came out.
Yeah, so just same with you, Delta. What was your feelings under the safety car? Was it always going to be go to the hards and then race to the end, or were you thinking about maybe going mediums and then making an extra stop? What was the thought process within your mind?
I've done Italy like too many times this week, and it's been kind of getting boring. That's probably why, with my question that you asked me the first time, I was just couldn't be bothered answering it, because it's like the third time I've done this race. I did Italy before, and the strategy was just the same as what it was before in my head: soft hards. Originally, if a safety car happened near the start, obviously like near lap 3 or 4, just go on the hards and then go to the end. But some people switched the strategy, so it was just the strategies were great next. But if you stuck on the hards, much better. But safety cars though, the safety cars were a bit odd in my opinion. I've never really liked safety cars. It's always been, you get the people who go really, really slow, to the point that people are like, someone stopped in gold, which I wasn't happy about. It didn't bother me, but it was just obviously it was irritating, stopping and going and stuff. But nah, safety cars are what they are. Some people could be good with them, some people could be absolutely shocking. But, nah, it was alright.
Oh, of course. Well, last question to you two before I move back to Tim. Next week, we've got Britain. Whether I'm here or not, I'm not too sure. Work and other priorities or whatever. Hopefully I'll be coming back for next week. But Britain, what's your thoughts and feelings on Silverstone? We'll go back to Ross for the final question. Are you any good? Do you want it to be Britain? Would you rather it be somewhere else? What is your thoughts and feelings on Silverstone?
I love Britain, and Delta knows I love it from last season. So yeah. Obviously last season, last game, I won it, so if I can do it again, I would love to. Like the most home circuit for me, obviously there's no F1 circuits in Scotland, so pretty much it's a home circuit for me, so if I can win at my home Grand Prix I would love it.
Oh, brilliant. Well, Delta, like I say, same question, what are your thoughts and feelings on Britain? Are you confident, sort of like Ross's?
Well, with last season, I was like P2 behind Tech, and then I got done in by his teammate. But no, Britain's a good track. It's one of the ones that I think every driver will enjoy, and it'll be hard to get, even close to that podium, because everyone's pretty bunched up in pace-wise, and no one's really off by like a second. But this season, I'm just focusing on just finishing. At least I'm not really looking for anything and trying to jinx myself. Yeah, it'll be a fun race for drivers and yourself if you're going to be racing, commentating. Yeah, it's going to be a good one. Yeah,
well, like I say, hopefully I'll be back next week and we can try our best to commentate it, because I was out of breath sometimes during the race. It was crazy, some of the action. But no, congratulations both of you two, and whether you want to stay in the party for the rest of the interview is up to you. But no, honestly, really well done. You both drove really well, so congratulations.
Thank you, Lordy.
Yeah, I'm gonna go, but I'll be watching the stream though to listen to your commentary. Hope it's good.
It's alright, hopefully I did my best. Just going to move to Tim. You've been waiting patiently. I want your thoughts and views, because you were different to these two during the safety car period. You decided to go for the ultra aggressive strategy of staying out and then pitting later on in the race. What was the thought process, Tim?
Well, I was completely confused because I didn't know from which point on the hards can go to the end, and Louis hasn't known it either. So yeah, we both decided to stay out. Obviously at the safety car restart, I said I call him out when I go, that he can accelerate. At the point I was already going, he completely hasn't seen that I am accelerating. So I had a good gap. Then I was just focusing to build on the gap, and the moment when the tires are breaking in, then I will pit for mediums and then try my best to get through the field. I was pitting then, had some overtakes throughout the field, but then I think 10 laps ago I was pretty sure I'm not gonna reach the top of the field, just maybe around the podium position. But then the second safety car came out and it was pretty clear that we have softs to the end and.
Of course, no. It was a very bold strategy, but provisionally, when you look at race win, you can't argue with yourself. You did a fantastic job. I want to touch quickly on the Kieran incident as well. I saw it from my perspective. I believe from Kieran's perspective as well. It did look like it was a bit desperate from him going into the Parabolica, but do you think you left him enough room? Do you think it was 50-50? What's your thoughts and feelings on the incident?
Difficult to say because I just saw what I made. First of all, it was a bit stupid because he dived it more or less. I was just giving room as much as I can without losing that much time, because throughout this corner it's such a fast corner and power-wise and difficult corner when you look at the exit, and you go with that speed into the corner side by side, and even if I left not enough room, or when I left enough room, it's just clear that sometimes can happen racing incidents in this corner. So I would, even when I haven't seen his POV, I would say it's a racing incident. But yeah, I would say it's a racing incident. But if I really want to do a decision in this, I need to watch both POVs to be sure who's for and who's not.
Yeah, of course. And then obviously, last question, Silverstone. How are you feeling about Silverstone? Is it track you like, track you hate, or are you just going to go in there, damage limitation, or you're full of confidence, back off this win?
Silverstone. I think pace-wise, well, the track in general, it's not a track I really say, oh my god, I love, like Monza. But it's a track I drive when it's in the calendar, and most of the times I have some good racing, good battles, good races. Pace-wise, I don't know. I think I will be at the top, fighting for pole and maybe for the race win, when nothing else is happening. Yeah, I don't know. We will see with the win in the back. Hopefully, I can come back to the consistency I'm known for normally, because those a lot of spins in the first 2 rounds were a bit too much, but yeah, I think I'll get more and more feeling for league racing in this game. And yeah, just a short thing, I want to thank Louis, because what he did in the race for me at the end, especially when he was a bit holding up, not on purpose, he was a bit holding up the others with his old tires, so I had a chance to get this win. So yeah, also thank you to him on stream. It's not like I would have said, okay, come on, Louis, hold him up for me. He was just driving slower with his slower tires than the others, and yeah, that's somehow the way I win.
Well, yeah, like I say, congratulations, Tim. Brilliant on the win so far. Hopefully it does stay with you, because you did deserve it. You were fantastic. I want to give a shout out to Storm as well for the overtake of the race. It was brilliant around the outside of turn 2, going in the inside and then around the outside. Brilliant overtake. But yeah, congratulations all the same, and tune in next week. Hopefully I'll be here for the British Grand Prix, so round 4 of IRL F2 British Grand Prix. And yeah, congratulations to everybody who got a podium this week. If anything changes, check the IRL Discord, but for now it's been Lordy, and I'll see you guys later.